$11 a month or something, you know, like, it's not that big of a deal, we could get a nice pool. And I know of other communities that have pitched in on that level and put in, you know, bocce courts and all kinds of crazy stuff, and made a really nice complex out of it.
If the money to another loan, you go and do that.
Well, it's to be perfect. We invested a lot of money trying to maintain the filter system. Matt's had his head in there more than he likes to admit. With the service that's coming.
Yeah, this is a conversation I had with John Mauder, who is the owner of Pelican Pools, our pool service. A few weeks ago, we had an issue where the pool was looking a little cloudy. And then I think even the last few days, the spa was looking likewise. And again, I'm just telling you what he told me. His attitude was, and the pool, by the way, right now, as I understand it, looks great at the spa. Some of the issues we're having is, as Joe said, it's used essentially nonstop now. I'm gonna guess there's times when we actually exceed our limit from the health department as far as how many bodies are supposed to be in the pool at the same time. But he also thinks that South Martin Regional Utilities may be doing something respective to their water purification, and he thinks that there's phosphates in the water, and the phosphates in the water at the pool create cloudiness. So I'm just sharing with you what he told me this afternoon, because I got a report that the spa wasn't as clean as it should be, which seemed odd because the pool. Maintenance of the pool is just an ongoing issue. And again, it's one of those things where when you get 40, 45 years into it, there's a time that's going to come, and it's going to be expensive. But we're not going to be talking about repair, we're going to be talking about replacement. And we're going to be talking serious money. Okay? And having said that, by the way, I mentioned before, the end of, not this year, but next year, our loan for the drainage will be satisfied, and it will put us in a very nice, I believe, financial situation. I never foresee us having a reduction in the $495 bill. I think it would be stupid.
Put it towards the pool.
Right, exactly. It's money that can be used to make significant repairs. Yes, David?
At some point, we are also going to have to replace the irrigations.
Yeah. So there's a lot. You know, we can't take the attitude that I won't live that long. Because David will get stuck with the problem.
Rate I'm going, you're gonna live longer than I do.
But no, I mean, those are realities that we're faced with, because our community is what it is. Okay?
You know, you answered my question, but my thought is, I hope when that note is paid off, the money that was going toward the note would get put into some sort of reserve for a specific project, as opposed to just spread around.
When it's paid off?
When it's
Yeah,
going to
no,
be paid off, you
absolutely.
said the end of next year, right?
Absolutely. And the idea of just frivolously spending it, I can say right now, I think we have a little less than $400,000 in reserves. Okay, which is okay. But, you're right. The idea that all of a sudden we're gonna have a party because we got extra money, that would be.
The pool is the biggest thing that we have to look at.
Well, no, the pool, irrigation, you know, I think there's some things that I've always encouraged us doing that aren't terribly expensive. We can do it on a year-to-year basis, and that has to do with landscaping, taking care of the irrigation sheds that we have. But no, I mean, there's some big ticket items out there, and I don't honestly even know what the cost of doing a major rehab to the pool would be. But we're talking serious cash. We're talking a couple $250,000, I would think.
talk about numbers that big and everybody thinks, you know, a couple $100,000 in terms of me, myself, that's a lot. But spread over 837 houses, $1 million. I'm not trying to minimize it, but we did pay it off in 5 years with only an increase of $150 per year to everybody's dues. That's the intercoastal, more at levels of nutrients that it would naturally be. But this is very much a man-made ecological problem. And this is one of the ways, one of the wetland-based treatment solutions to correct it.
Will this attract mosquitoes?
Absolutely.
Just a couple of quick things on other projects. There's an ongoing battle with our irrigation system, as is probably all the neighborhoods as well. Palm Island is our interface with CDC County, trying to keep the sprinklers running and stay ahead of the problems. Still doing a lot of landscaping kind of things, replacing dead trees or overgrown trees. Schedule there's over 200 queen palms in Heritage Ridge North property, not including the village property. Those will be trimmed probably in July. We do that every year. We look at the county trims the live oaks that are on the median. We trim them to allow truck access underneath them. But we occasionally go in and get those pruned a little bit just to clean them up. A lot of the trees have like suckers on them, things thrown from where there was a branch cut off. And we go in and cut all that stuff off and transfer everything as all as we can. So it's all just ongoing stuff, and that's like painting the Golden Gate Bridge. We start on one side and we get to the end and come back the other way. Can't think of any other ongoing project. They find us when they're necessary. Matt already kind of did the president's comments. We're getting to the end of the agenda here. I want to thank everybody for coming today, but we have 837 homes in the community. So we've got 50-something represented here and another 140 or so represented by proxy votes. It's a small number, but a small number of active people who come to these things. We wish there were more. If we were voting on something today and we needed a quorum to be able to have a vote, we would have been asking these guys to knock on doors and get more proxies so we can have that quorum. But we didn't need it today, so we didn't make that priority. And the last thing on the agenda is open discussion, so we saved quite a bit of time for anything you guys want to talk about. Yes.
This is something that we need the cooperation of everybody. At the pool, when it's crowded, everybody has their chairs and they move them around, and the seating chairs from under the thing, they bring them outside. Nobody puts them back. So when the swimming group comes in the morning, we take the chairs, we set everything up right, and it looks good. We should do that. This is our community. The person who cleans the bathrooms only does it on Mondays and Thursdays. So every other day, it's up to us. We don't have pool people that come around and fix the chairs. And when you bring people in and they see it, and it looks so sloppy, because the chairs are turned every which way, and it really looks a mess. So I just want to ask everybody to please be considerate and put the chair back the way it belongs.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? We'll catch you in a minute. Go on.
Question on the edge on Lexington going north. Well, you told me last year they cut it every month. That's not true.
Where are you talking about?
Go over here, 4-way stop, hang left. The edge that runs down the side of Lexington North.
Going into Lexington neighborhood?
Well, when you get to the 4-way stop, take a left, that's
Well, I don't know
Lexington.
which way I'm coming, take a left.
Take your 4-way stop right here, you take a left. Take your house.
Heading toward Franklin.
Okay, what are they trimming?
That edge, it's supposed to be, I was told,
Oh, the hedge right on the
every
corner.
month, it's 5 months, and that's been approved.
Is that Calusa?
No, it's,
Oh, we'll take a look at that.
yeah.
You're talking about the edge of Amherst on Lexington.
Yeah. HRN North handles that, not Amber.
Right, we'll take a look at that.
And then the swimming pool, it looks very green, is it not getting clean monthly?
Swimming pool gets cleaned 3 times a week. This is a really, really heavy usage time of year. There's lots of kids, people not taking a shower before they go in.
It's got,
It's a valley.
the edge of the walls, it's got green film on it.
And these ladies that are in there on the morning, clean it up almost every morning, right? The swim group. If you go there at 9:30, they're there with their magic eraser cleaning it.
Gone through a lot of Mr. Clean pads.
Yeah. So it's a heavily used pool, especially this time of year. It's cleaned 3 times a week. And, you know,
You can contact the association, but I would advise anybody that if you're really annoyed by it, contact the county. Contact Sarah Hurd, who is the commissioner from the district where the SCA is being built. Blake Katz is the other commissioner who has territory within Heritage Ridge North. They would be the best people for you to complain to, okay? We can call, Joe and I met with some of the representatives, but again, when we meet with them, they're just saying, this is what's gonna happen. It's not in mind. You got anything to say about that, Dave?
No, that's all accurate. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been-
Dave Fracci, Mike, you know, got him from the past and he's the engineer with the drainage, so it is what it is. Long-term benefit, probably. Short-term, and by the way, I don't think the project, I think their expectation is it'll be done in the fall. It's not like they're gonna be done in April.
I live in Jefferson Corners, and they're going right down Lexington with all those heavy trucks and heavy equipment. And I'm wondering, is Lexington our community road or is it county road?
Almost all the roads within Lexington, or within Heritage Ridge North are county, okay? So when they're on Lexington, when they're on Heritage, it's their thoroughfare.
So if they do damage to the underground piping that goes under those roads,
Yeah.
the drainage,
The pipes in the roads are also county pipes.
It's their pipe,
so
Everything.
they'll take care of it.
Yeah, well, I don't know that they take care of it, but it's their legal responsibility. They own everything from the center of the earth to the heavens, right away. So,
Okay.
if they break it, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll come fix it, but it's legally theirs to fix.
Thank you. Thank you.
It does seem like that project hit a little bit of a milestone the last couple of days, because they started hauling out the tree cutting and the grinding equipment today. So that stuff that's making noise and creating all the dust is gone, I would say. There's still, trucks, there's still more trucks and more dust until we get to the whole. Then they'll start digging, so.
Just, what is the actual purpose, what are they doing?
Okay.
Purifying the water?
Right, so what's being, look out, put in, south of our entrance, and what's being put in between, or just beyond Franklin Woods, between our community and Air Sands are called STAs, or stormwater treatment areas. They're low-lying, shallow, vegetated, bodies of water. They're man-made wetlands, and they're intended to treat the water that comes through our canal. I didn't know this until Mike Houston from the county told me this, but this is one of the most polluted canals in the county. And the county is under mandate from the state to put these in. They have to put in stormwater treatment areas. They don't have the choice not to. They're under state mandate, or else the state will restrict funding. The county is putting over 40 of these throughout the county and different other bodies of water to clean this up. And it's entirely for the purpose of reducing the incidence of blue-green algae that happens in the intercoastal waterway. That happens as a consequence of a pollution called eutrophication, which is an overabundance of nutrients in the water. Those nutrients come from fertilizers predominantly, and also septic tanks. This particular canal drains, I believe it's 4, if not 5, because we're building another one, different golf courses. And golf courses use a lot of fertilizer. We also all use fertilizer on our lawns. So the fertilizer, You know, some of it feeds the plants, and a lot of it leaks into the ground and goes into the water system. That then provides too much nitrogen, too much phosphorus into the water. That's a food source for the algae. The algae then feeds off of that, and in the summertime when we have lots of sun, it causes algal blooms, which then consume all of the oxygen in the water, kill all the fish, stink to high heaven, and run off the tourists that would eat at the waterfront restaurants. So it's a huge, huge, huge statewide problem. And the state is spending billions with a B of dollars to put in stormwater treatment areas like these to clean up the water. The way you get the nutrients out of the water is not to inject it with, not to hit it with an algicide or some other chemical, because now you're adding a second pollutant onto the first pollutant. The way to do it is to put in plant communities that consume a lot of nitrogen and phosphorus so that it extracts it from the water column and then the water is discharged.
With that, we'll call the meeting to order. We've already done the introduction of the new and re-elected directors. This agenda has been available on the website. How many of you are familiar with the Heritage Richmond website? Here, show of hands. It's out there. If you don't know how to find it, send an email to the office. We'll send you a link to it. We've got agendas to meetings and minutes to meetings and all that kind of stuff on there. You can see and keep up with. We do not have a quorum for this meeting. So it's fortunate that we don't have to vote on anything, that we wouldn't be able to. We have 140 proxies that were sent in or brought today. There's 52 or so people who signed in here. That's just shy of we had 251
Something
for quorum.
beeping?
We can close the meeting, we'll talk about things how things are going. Next on the agenda is really this project. Just doing a lot of, trying to do what we can to keep the place moved up. One of the big things we've been working on lately is these pump houses for the irrigation systems. Some for North.
I can't hear a word.
Talking about the irrigation system. Yorktown has just spent a lot of money redoing theirs, and we're gonna help finish that off. We're doing landscaping, I don't know if anyone noticed, on the corner of Heritage and Lexington. The third phase is underway now, where we've taken out a couple of house worths of those old overgrown Eureka palms and pull those out, and we're putting in calusas and some trees in the back, some cottonwoods and
Well, trees and shrubs.
trees and shrubs.
That's it.
Don't want to get too technical. So we're working on that. That third phase is undergoing now. They pulled out the old stuff, grind out the stumps and things, new stuff this week. Last year we replaced a lot of the fence on the tennis courts. Did that old fence get rusty and breaking.
We repaved the parking lot at the tennis land.
The signs this year?
Yeah, we did the directional signs.
Continued signs. Upcoming year, I think people have brought this to our attention. The directional signs, the signs that say where you live, Trenton, Lexington, we're going to try to get those all repainted, as well as the posts for those and the lamp posts. Okay.
That's another project we've been working on the wiring, on the lamp posts on the medians, on Lexington and Constitution. We're about 3/4 done with that.
Yeah, we are. Anybody who noticed, we have a resident electrician. He has been outstanding from the standpoint of his effort. He's been redoing a lot of the electrical work to the lights within the community. Again, understand the community's told like most of us now. He's been doing it as a volunteer, so the only thing it's costing the association is material costs. Drive the blue F-150, if you see him, don't hit him, and say thank you. He's been terrific. A couple other thoughts, just things that I'm aware of, and anybody wants to talk about it, it's not for me to talk, it's for you to talk. We do have another SDA station going in between our community in Mariner Sands. I know it's kind of wreaking havoc right now. They just cleared, I don't know, 5, 6 acres of land that had mature trees. You've seen some big tractor trailers coming in. They're coming in empty, and they're leaving with the mulch that's being ground from those trees. Okay, that's, I don't know, I'm gonna say the first stage. Once they do that, they're going to begin to excavate, to create ponds, which are going to be very similar to the ones that you see to the south, at the south of Lexington. It's a project, it's a county project. The county doesn't ask our permission. They advise us when they feel like it. If somebody has a problem from that, and that can include things like dust, noise, animals who've lost their homes. Now, great guy, really had my back and participated more than I could ever expect. Okay, so he is now the president. Young man here.
Not all at once.
Yeah. To my left, your right, Rich Lear, who lives in Torrey Pine. He is now our vice president. Again, yay. Rich has lived here for a long time. He lived in Jefferson before he bought his house in Torrey Pine. He's been actively involved from the standpoint as a board member and doing anything I really asked of him. We've done cleanups, we've done Christmas lights, you know, dealing with the regular regular crap that comes